What is up, guys? GT Warrior back at you in a video. Finally, it's been a while. And for me, I mean, some YouTubers don't upload like ever, like once a week, but I upload pretty much every day, pretty much. But yeah, I've been gone. I know, it sucks, BS shit. Anyway, I'm back though. I know you're getting sick of these vlogs, most likely. I'm like, where's the gaming videos? Well, there's gonna be one tonight. So, I mean, yeah, just wait for it. Like, hold on to your panties, because it's coming. Anyway, yeah, so I was in Kansas City for 2 days. We basically did nothing, to be honest, but, we did go to a Kansas City Royals, which is baseball, if you don't know, game, and it was kind of uneventful, and they lost, but whatever. Yeah, and then that's pretty much that all really happened. But I did get to go video game shopping, which my parents hardly let me do. But I did get to go this time, and I am pissed off. I'm serious. So, it's this store called Vintage Stock. I mean, they have a bunch of cartridges there and stuff. They have a bunch of movies. They have a bunch of video games. They have a bunch of old games to new games, from the Atari to Xbox One. So, yeah, so I went there. Just going to see what's the haps there. And, I saw they had a Game Boy Color. Yeah, I really like Game Boys, and the only one I don't have is a Game Boy Color. So I'm like, okay, yeah, how much is this Game Boy Color? And they're like, oh yeah, and it comes with like, 4 games. Yeah, it's $50. I'm like, I have $50. Maybe I should buy it. I mean, it's a nice Game Boy. It has a little bit of flaws on it. Little bit of nicks and stuff, but it looks pretty good. It's yellow, so yeah, I'll buy it. And so, yeah, they check me out, and then they just, boom, I'm gone. So I had my Game Boy Color, and I didn't have any batteries at the time. So we went back to the hotel, and I was like, oh darn, I don't get to play it until I get home. Wait a minute. I better test it out, though. How can I find batteries? So I went to my camera, which my camera, here, I'll show it. I'm using my phone right now. That's what I usually record my vlogs with. But here's my camera. And my camera takes, 1 second, double A's, right here, like the Game Boy Color. The Game Boy Color took 2, and my camera batteries had 4. I'm like, okay, I'm not going to be using all my camera batteries, but, I will take some out just to try it. So, I took it out, and, I tried it, and there was a fun game. I forgot what it was called, but I was playing it, and I was like, there's something off. I don't know what, though. Like, there's something weird about this Game Boy. And, then I realized there's no sound. I'm like, oh, maybe the sound is off. So I turned the sound wheel thing up, still no sound. I was like, what? Is this thing broken or with no sound or what? And so I plugged my headphones in. I know, it's weird how the Game Boy Color has a headphone jack, but not the Game Boy Advance. But yeah, I was like, oh, they have a headphone jack. Boom, stuck it in there. The sound worked, but when I took it out, the speaker didn't work. So I was like, what a piece of trash. I don't want to always wear my headphones. I like to hear the sound from the Game Boy. I've always liked the sound coming from the thing. So, yeah, I just liked it that way. And I was like, I paid $50 for this thing, and the sound doesn't even work. So I was pretty pissed off. And the store that we went to is, I don't know, it was like 10 miles away. So I was like, are you kidding? My parents were nice enough to take me back there and return it. I got my $50 back, full refund. They were trying to complain, like, oh, the serial code isn't there. I'm like, I'll read the serial code, blah, 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 and stuff. So they're kind of complaining, but reluctantly, they kind of took it back. So I got a full refund. Thank God I held on to that receipt. I was just thinking about throwing it over trash, but I held on. But when I was there, I was like, you know what? I'm not going to make this whole trip for nothing to this place. So I guess I'll buy some old games. Let me show you what I got. Oh, wait, I forgot. Here's the thing. With the Game Boy Color, they were only supposed to give me 4 games. Since the store was brand new, the people were brand new, they gave me 5 games. I'll show you the game that I kept. Because it's, yeah, and it didn't even have a price tag on it. So I'm like, you know what? I'm going to just keep that game. Here, let me show you. Here is that game. Quarterback Club. It's for the Game Boy original, but it came with the thing. It didn't even have a price tag on it. And I played it on my Game Boy Color and a little bit on my Game Boy Advance that I brought. And it's really fun. So I was like, you know what? Since I'm going through all this crap and trouble, I'm going to keep this thing. So that's what I am doing. I am keeping that. I ain't going back to the store no matter what. But, here, let me show you the other games that I got. Here. Just walk over here. Here. So, I got this Star Voyage. I thought it looks kind of fun. It was by, Acclaim. I know that video game company, and they make some good retro games. I got Duck Hunt, because, here. The NES that I got, it should have came with a combination of this and this all in one, but it didn't come with any games, so I was like, whatever. So now I have 2, but they're individual. So that's that. I got this game here. Here's another reason I'm pissed off. I got this game here, MRC, what's it stand for? It says there. It's not going to focus, but it says Multi-Racing Championship. Bought it for $6. Okay, yeah, it looked fun. And there was, like, crusty stuff on it. There's everything. It was dirty and stuff. And I was like, this thing needs clean. I think these all need clean, to be honest. But I don't know how to clean them. Yeah, I took it home and I plugged it in my N64 like this and turned it on. Wasn't showing anything up. I'm like, whoa, is the game broken? Or is my N64 broken? Or is it just not plugged in? Well, the red thing there was lit. So I took this out and I stuck Super Mario 64 in, turned it on, it worked perfectly. No problem. So I was like, huh. And I was like, stick that Superman 64 in, boom, worked. Stick this back in, boom, didn't work. So I was like, what is going on? So I went, I got some of this alcohol here, rubbing alcohol. I got a Q-tip, and I rubbed this on this game through the connectors there. They were dirty and corroded a bit, and like, no wonder it doesn't work. But I paid $6 for it, and the store is 30 bazillion miles away, so I'm not gonna be able to return it. So I'm gonna try to clean it. It still didn't work. So what I did is like, I'm not giving up on it. I'm just not. So I got the Q-tip here, and I said, and I was like, okay. So I rubbed about a minute on each one of these little connectors in there. It took me about 20 minutes. Make sure every piece of gunk was off of them. And it took me 2 tries, but it works now. And I was playing it, and it's actually kind of fun. The steering on it's really weird, but it's kind of fun. So yeah, I'm kind of pissed off at this company. I don't think I'm going to go to that store anymore. But I also went to GameStop at the mall. I picked this up, Gears of War 3. Yeah, I mean, it was $5. And it's the only Gears of War I don't have. And Gears of War is one of those series that I just hated it at first. But then I really kept at it, and I actually like it now. And this is the only one I didn't have, so I was like, okay, I'm going to buy that. And I was a little scared, though, because if you guys don't know what happened with Doom, the reboot game, okay, so I was like, I was going to go pre-order it since I have the money now. So I went to go pre-order it, and the guy there, he's like, oh, it's the most bloody thing ever, blah, 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 blah. And he convinced my parents to not let me have the game. I was so ticked off at that guy. It's unimaginably how ticked off I was at that guy. And I was like, okay, you're sawing people in half and stuff in this game, kind of. Just that's about as bad as it gets. But there's a lot of blood in this game too. I mean, not near as much as Doom, but there's a lot in this game. So, sorry. Anyway, the camera cut out. So anyway, I was about to take this game up, and I was so scared because this guy, he looked like a goody two shoes. I mean, he looked like he was gonna rat this game all over this place and stuff. I mean, it's not terrible, but from what I've heard GameStop guys do, they over exaggerate. In this game, not really bad. My parents have seen me play it before, but they would have blown it out of proportion. But so I was kind of scared, but I took it up there, and the guy did something I will never forget. He says to my mom in these exact quotes, "Are you cool with the M rating?" I was like, "Yeah, cool." He rings me up, gives me the game. Here you go. See you later. And I have Gears of War 3. Thank God. Because I just don't trust GameStop no more. I just don't. Because of what they did with the Doom series.